joke. It's an absolute joke. Who in the right mind would resign that clown? He's so bad. Like, I'm being honest, I don't care how good of a passer you could possibly be, or how nice of an influencer, nice of a person you could be in the club, or quote unquote how much of a leader he is, as if that means fuck all when he continuously fucks you over and fucks you in the ass.
So, Tobi, Arsenal have recently signed ex-Chelsea winger Willian. You already have Ozil at the club. You have Aubameyang. You have Lacazette. A bunch of old players. Do you have faith in Arsenal's board and their managerial structure? Do you think they're set up well for the future? What are your thoughts?
To be honest, like, I'm not 100% sure, because even though we just signed Willian stuff, even though we just signed Gabriel, $30 million defender, we still signed Willian, to be honest, and I just feel like I don't really know the direction of this club, to be fair. It's like, what are we trying to sign, like a mix of young and old, or like young and experienced and guys? Like, what is? I heard Willian apparently believes our intention is to win Champions League next year within 3 years, but win Champions League in 3 years. But why are we linked with a Chelsea reject? So let's just be real. He's a Chelsea reject. Why are we signing a guy that is considered like, he's not bad. He's not bad per se, but a guy that has been replaced and would have been on the bench at Chelsea, while they have the likes of Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, and Kai Havertz. Like, why they just sign these new guys? Why are we going for Willian, who's most likely going to start for Arsenal now? Like, he's going to start for us. Like,
it likely means less minutes for your young players who have shown some decent promise, like Pepe and Saka and Martinelli. Do you think that this is the right move? I know your dad was telling me, and some Arsenal fans believe that with Aubameyang coming back and with Willian, that this squad is able to return and compete for the Premier League title and the Champions League title. What do you think about that?
Well, the Premier League title?
Yeah. Do you think you're competitive with Aubameyang and Lacazette and Willian?
Well, if this is the Lacazette of last year, then yeah, maybe. But to be honest, this Lacazette is a shadow of himself. Last year he was our player of the year. He stepped up in big games consistently. Unlike Aubameyang, who missed sitters a lot, to be honest, last year, Lacazette actually was he was the glue, and he was our big game player that we lacked since Sanchez. Well, obviously this season Aubameyang's been revelation and has stepped up. So yeah, if it's the Lacazette of last season, yeah, then maybe per se. But I don't really see with Willian in the starting lineup. Like, if you really look at many of Willian's success, his goals and assists and his created chances, they all primarily come from set pieces. Like, a decent chunk of them come from set pieces. And like, whether it's scoring penalties, free kicks, getting assists off corners or other free kick assists and stuff. A lot of his goals and assists and created chances come from set pieces, and it's like, yeah, although that would be nice to have somebody that like versatile on set pieces, it's not like you're gonna change the way we're gonna break down teams per se. Like, you're just taking away minutes from other young players, and I doubt, to be honest, if we lose Lacazette, we're gonna replace him. I seriously doubt it. So I'm not 100% sure if we're actually going to build a team, at least an attack capable of challenging for Champions League or Premier League. Oh, why am I saying Champions? We're not even fucking Champions League, Bad Six. So this whack shit, fucking Premier League.
Do you have any faith? Because I want to remind you that your board kind of bottled the Mkhitaryan deal. They wanted to purchase him for $15 million.
Yeah.
Kept telling people to pay $25 million, and apparently his contract is going to be terminated and he's going to leave for free. And your dad keeps defending the Arsenal board, and there's other Arsenal fans who truly believe that Don Raul and the Arsenal board are competent, and they're going to take the club to the future. Other technical directors have called them out. The pundits, players, fans have all called them out. And it looks like the board continues to screw up again and again.
Well,
and they look competent. Ozil refused to sign because he refused to sign an extension because he knew where the money was going, and he knew that it wasn't going to save the staff. So you just lost your head of scouting, the guy who scouted Fabregas.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you confident in this board? Do you agree with your dad?
Well, to be fair, they're trying to be more on a data approach now. So, like, obviously they sacked Raul. Quote-unquote Don Raul, fucking fraud Raul. Clown. So they decided...
Talk about Raul. He was supposed to be your savior. What happened to him? I thought he was supposed to be your savior.
Well, yeah, we thought, like, we were misleaded last year when we signed fucking a one-footed winger came from a counter-attacking system who only had a good season and a half, and we decided that what a brilliant idea was it to pay $72 million to Lille. Obviously, it was in installments, but it was a risk. It was a risk, and there was a lot of. It was not just me per se. Like, you even though you can attest to this, the fact that I was kind of criticized. Like, when he was linked with Pepe was linked with Man U, I was criticizing. I didn't really rate the guy at all, and yeah, it was not just me, but like there was other people that were like other people and other pundits and stuff. Like they were unsure of whether or not, like, how much of a success he would be in the Premier League, and just knowing that somebody like Raul would make that type of decision to go, oh, this makes the most sense, and also also realizing that would jeopardize our ability to get a central defender, and we ended up getting David Luiz, who probably had one of the worst seasons of any defender. Like, I'm being honest, how the hell do you break the fucking record for the most penalties given? 5 penalties. Is that even possible? I think he had like 2 or 3 red cards this season. Like, is that even possible?
He's getting re-signed though, isn't he?
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Who in the right mind would resign that clown? He's so bad. Like, I'm being honest, I don't care how good of a passer you could possibly be, or how nice of an influencer, nice of a person you could be in the club, or how nice he's around just being around and stuff, or quote unquote how much of a leader he is, as if that means fuck all when he continuously fucks you over and fucks you in the ass. For God's sakes. It's a joke. I don't know how anyone can defend this nonsense. We literally booed the hell out of Shaka for being a captain and stuff. For being captain. This is worse. How on earth can anyone with half a brain actually take this to keep David Luiz, a guy who might be one of our worst defenders we've ever seen at Arsenal? At least in the past 5 years, I don't remember a worse defender than him. If I'm being honest, a more disappointing display.
Phil Jones? What do you think?
Or maybe, I don't know. He's been as bad. David Luiz 1920 is as bad as Mustafi 1819 for sure, if not worse. And like, what was the point of losing Koscielny? We literally let Koscielny go. We told him that he was too, like, what was the point of that transfer business that summer? He was our fucking captain. We literally let our what?
Yeah, he was your best defender, I think.
Yeah, he was our best defender. We were just like, okay, you're old. We want to usher in some new defenders. We'll bring in some new defenders. We were linked with Upamecano, but since we spent money on Pepe, we clearly couldn't get Upamecano. We clearly couldn't get Upamecano, for God's sakes. Who would have been? He's gonna end up going to Barcelona, PSG, Bayern, or Real Madrid now, and like we replaced Koscielny, our captain, with a fucking clown, a fucking Chelsea reject, a guy that was who was gonna be behind freaking Kuzma or whatever his name, Zuma, whatever his whack ass name is, fucking Tomori, an unproven Chelsea guy. I think it ends up being decent, to be fair. Christensen and Rudiger, who is dog shit, who is utter dog crap, and they plan on replacing. They're replacing all of those defenders right now, and that was the guy David Luiz was looked under. We are actually becoming fucking a Chelsea band. We're becoming a Chelsea retirement. I don't understand this nonsense. Do they look at social media? Do these clowns look at social media? For God's sakes. Everybody is gonna look at this and view this as a Chelsea banter club. As Banter FC. We're Banter FC. As if we're a Chelsea retirement home. It's like we're becoming...
And Arsenal still apparently are just like giving up on Partey as well, who's like said multiple times that there's not many players that are saying this, but will be willing to come to Arsenal. And it looks like the board doesn't want to spend 50 million on what could be one of the best midfielders in the world in a couple of years.
Yeah, well, the thing about that, I'm not 100% sure that's true. If I'm being honest, like, I'm not 100%, because it's like, if you're really looking at this, like, I think the Arsenal, like, after Gabriel, we signed him, we're going to be looking at 3 defenders. If you really look at the defenders, the midfielder, I meant to say, midfielders, we're looking at, obviously we're looking at trying to sign back Ceballos. Apparently, Arteta phoned in Thiago Alcantara. I don't understand this. I doubt that's going to happen, to be honest. I 100% doubt that. And we're also heavily linked with Aouar and Coutinho.
That'd be good. I would take it. I would like him a lot.
Yeah, but if you look at, like, Aouar and Coutinho are the same types of players. Ceballos, Thiago are the same type of player. And Partey and the other midfielders that we're linked to, they're just, to be honest, like, we're linked with Ampadu Diawara of Roma, Bukhari Samare, who, he's not even really a defensive midfielder. He's more box-to-box, if anything. Like, yeah. It just doesn't, like... I'm not 100% sure, like, it's a definite that Partey is not going to come. Like, what... I'm just saying, like, what, like, when is it going to be, like... What time do you see, like, a player that actually looks very likely and he actually wants to come to a club, and you just say... And it's for a rather cheap price. Like, let's be real. Like, 50 million, although it is like, for us in COVID, it's compared to some of the other prices a lot of teams are playing, it's not that much. It's not that much money. Yeah. And I just think right now, personally, it's mainly Arsenal trying to balance the books. Because right now, we literally can't pay for them. But we can sell players like Rob Holding, Calum Chambers, Kolasinac, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, which would be a loss. Even Lacazette and some other like Guendouzi and Torreira. We could sell players like that to eventually afford that. But I think it's just a matter of trying to work out ways to sell players and to get those 3 a midfielder of 3 different midfielders, a defensive midfielder like Partey, somebody like Ceballos, a deep playmaker like Ceballos or Thiago, and an attacking midfielder like that's capable of playing in a midfield 3, particularly on the left side. I think like Aouar or Coutinho. I think that's what he's kind of wanting to establish, because he's always wanted to play a midfield 3.